My name is Chris Irons, and I'm going to be your kids' chemistry teacher this year. This is General Chemistry A. That's the first semester, and General Chemistry B will be next semester. A little bit about me. First off, this is my, I don't know, I've got to be pushing 25 years in education without thinking too hard about it. I've taught just about everything under the sun, and I've been at this school since 2008 or 2009. And mostly teaching chemistry and physics and biology. My background's in biology and chemistry, so I bring a lot to the table. And I've taught a lot of classes, so I can cross-link a lot of the classes that they've already taken and they were going to take with the stuff that we hit in this class. So the district came out with, tell you a little bit about chemistry class. The district came out with new curriculum for chemistry last year. We piloted it and put it out in. They reorganized the class into a number of instructional segments, and we taught that last year, and this year we're making it better. So we're making it work for us here. The problem is that they cut out a lot of the labs and activities in it and put in a lot more sort of packeted units of worksheets and things like that, but we're trying to break away from that and make it a little more meaningful class. So we're adding to, not taking away from the district curriculum here at this class. We're just giving it a little more depth, a little more understanding. So it's easier to tie the concepts together. So I'll tell you a little bit about how the class is going to work. So it's chemistry. Kids can come in and they usually have a preconceived notion that chemistry is hard and there's a lot of math. And, you know, it's really not that hard. There is a lot of math, but the math is relatively easy. They're supposed to be done with Algebra 1 or very close to being done with Algebra 1 by the time they get to chemistry. But the math that we use in this class is very simple. So it's just math they haven't dealt with a lot, and it's math that they probably haven't thought about or used or you know, paid attention to in their math courses for maybe a year or more. So fractions and linear algebraic equations and things like that. I'm gonna baby step your kids through the math, so it shouldn't be very tough at all. We're gonna move through the curriculum at the pace that they can take it. So we'll do the best we can. It's a little odd this year, as you know, with this online instruction, and there are a couple of wrinkles that are gonna have to be addressed along the way that we're looking for some good solutions for, and that is that we are not allowed to do labs this year. So if we ever return to the classroom, right now the rule is that we can't do labs or activities because we can't have kids that close to each other to meet our guidelines that are given to us by the county and the state. So that's gonna be a little hiccup. So probably lots of online simulations and things like that when it comes to labs. Now, a little bit more directly about the class, you know, how it's going to operate in my classroom. There are 4 platforms that we're going to use, digital platforms, but most of them you're familiar with and your kids are very familiar with, okay? So number 1 is we're going to use Google Classroom and we're going to use Zoom meetings for instruction. So all the materials and lessons I'm going to assign are on Google Classroom, and then on Google Meetings during our class sessions, we're going to address all of those assignments and things. Most of your child's grades will be calculated from assessment. So the motivation for your kid is I have to learn this material because I have to take this mastery quiz to show that I learned something, not simply completing the work. So a lot of kids enter the class and they think, okay, well, Mr. Irons, I did all the work, so I should pass the class. Well, no, you didn't. You weren't able to pass a test. So I know there can be some test anxieties and quiz anxieties and things like that, stuff that, you know, how I'm assessing the kids. I'm giving them unlimited retakes for a window of time, so they can retake that quiz over and over and over and over again until they show some mastery of the material. So right now, that's how your kids' grades are going to be calculated. As we move forward in the school year and we find out what the school year is going to look like, whether that's, you know, mostly online and sometimes coming into class, whether it's going to be all online, whether we're going to come all the way back into classroom, I don't know, and I can't guess and plan for much other than, you know, what is on the immediate horizon. So we'll be making adjustments until we fall into some stability this year. and approaching that. So you can read all about that in the class syllabus. I don't want to drone on about that when you can, you know, you can read it for yourself and shoot me an email or a phone call or something like that if we need to talk about a concern or anything that you want to address about the course curriculum. Please reach out to me. That's you know, the best way. Actually, email is the best way to get a hold of me. So yes, it's a strange year, but we're going to get through it. So Google Classroom and Zoom for instruction, and then Canvas. Canvas is how I'm going to do that assessment that I was just talking about. Canvas is a platform that your kids can access through the Chrome browser specifically, and they have to log into their school official account in the Chrome browser because that's what unlocks all the security. And then in the waffle for Google Chrome, that browser, you can go down and you'll find Canvas. And I'll demonstrate that for you on the screen in just a minute. And then that's where your quizzes and tests and assessments and things will be. Why am I using Canvas? Well, it makes things the best for the situation, I think. Number one, I can give assessments and I can give them unlimited retakes, which allows them to, you know, go for mastery. Hey, I got a 6 out of 10, but I know I can do better. So go and take the quiz again, go back and study, figure out what, you know, I shows them what questions are wrong and they can shoot me emails and get answers. They can ask questions in class and then they can go back and take that quiz again. It's a randomly generated quiz each time. So there's a little bit of, you know, integrity required there, but obviously I can't stop every instance of a kid trying to, you know, get around the system. But so we're working a little bit on the honor system since I can't monitor that, but this Canvas allows me to do that. The other feature of Canvas, which is really great, is that scores are updated into Infinite Campus, which will be our official grade book. So it does that every 24 hours. And as things smooth out over the course of the school year, that'll be a really good system. So they can keep taking that test, and then a day later, that will be reflected in the official grade book. So 4 platforms for the class: Google Classroom and Zoom for instruction, Canvas for assessments, that's any sort of quiz or tests or essay prompt or anything like that, and then Infinite Campus for the official grade book. So you may see grades in Google Classroom and you may see grades in Canvas, but it's the grade in Infinite Campus that's going to be reported to the registrar for their transcript. So that's what we want to make sure is correct as we go through this. Okay, let me show you a little bit about what your kids are going to see each day. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go to the Google Classroom. And so your kid will log into Chrome and with their official school account and go to Google Classroom, and they will go to this coursework tab right here at the top. Okay, and in this coursework tab are all of the areas for the class that they're going to need. So every day you've got your daily advisory materials, you know, so your bulletin, the flag salute, that sort of thing. We're currently on a new schedule by the time this video comes out. So we're on a new class bell schedule, sort of, that gives them a little time between classes. So they have a chance to go to the bathroom and they can exit a class and enter a class without being so pressured. And then down here, you're gonna have the daily Zoom links that go to the classrooms. Each one is a unique link so we can maintain security and keep interruptions to a minimum. And then your syllabus and other course contracts here. What's very important for the function of the class is that when they get into the classroom, when they log into Zoom, is that they change their screen names to their last names first. So most of the kids are doing that, but you might want to just quiz your kid. Hey, when you go to Iron's class, are you changing your name? I think it's the same for every class. So, you know, they have to put their last name first because that's how we do attendance, is by last name. Okay, there's a growing list of reference materials here, and here are our units down here at the bottom. So right now we're on scientific measurement, and they have some notes, and there's usually a reading assignment, and then a little bit on scientific calculators I'll talk about in just a second, but then there are worksheets and homework and things like that that go along with it. Then we go down here, and so right now it's a little easy, but chemistry is a slope. Chemistry is very linear in the way that we teach it. You have to learn today so that we can learn what's happening tomorrow, and we have to learn tomorrow so we can learn the next day. And if there are any gaps, if kids get confused or they don't understand things along the way, this class will snowball really, really quickly. In just a week or two, you can get so far behind that, you know, it feels like all hope is lost, and, you know, the kids get frustrated and, you know, irritable, and they're upset about that. And so we want to make sure that in this class that if your kid has a question or a problem, that we're solving that right away. So please encourage your kids to reach out. Email me is the best way. Shoot back emails pretty quickly. The longest it should ever take is 24 hours, but I'm usually a lot better than that. I pretty much have my access to email most of the day. So even when I'm at home, I'm answering emails and helping kids out if need be. So ask a question, get an answer, you know, participate in class, and make sure that you don't get behind. And I'll keep droning on about that in class every day, trying to remind kids, hey, I'm here to help you. So I'm available every day after lunch during that flex time in the schedule. So all your kid has to do is contact me and say, hey, I need help with this. And we'll set up a time and meet, and we'll hopefully solve that problem. I find most of the time kids really understand the material, but they just want affirmation sometimes. They just want to know, hey, is this the right answer? Is that the right answer? And that's okay. I'll answer those questions. So, and we'll go through, and if I find there's some lacking understanding, we'll take a little time and we'll get through that. So I want to help them get through this class. Chemistry was conceived by a lot of brilliant people that were able to make things really, really simple. So the concepts are not too tough. Math could be a bit of an issue, but we're going to walk through it as slowly as possible and give everybody a chance to learn the math as we're going along. And we will get through the school year as fast as we can. Hopefully we'll be back to a regular traditional classroom environment. Hopefully we'll be allowed to do labs so that your kids have those experiences. And that's what we'll end the school year hopefully on a high note. One last thing before I go. Well, no, I guess I'll do that. Your kids can access Canvas here. I guess I'll tell you about that. So in Chrome, again, you can access Canvas. You have to use your school account. You have to use Chrome. But you come down in the waffle to Canvas LMS, and that's what it looks like. So that was the last little piece I left out. So if you have any questions, please email me, phone call. Email's the best, but you can leave a phone message for me if you'd like, and I will get back to you as fast as possible and address any questions you have and concerns or anything else I can do to help you and your child get through this class and in this time. I will do. So have a good night. I'll talk to you when I talk to you next. Thank you.